Assalamu alaikum, hello my students, welcome back to our lessons on ICT, and on today's lesson we are going to know how to make calculations in Microsoft Excel. For example, we have this worksheet and we have many student marks and we want to get the total for each student. To do this, that means I'm going to make a calculation. To make a calculation, we use something called a formula. A formula is a combine of mathematical operators which we use it so as to make or to do a process. Now, to start or to use or to perform a formula, simply we just have 4 steps, not more. The first step is to click a cell where you want to write the formula. Click on the location that you decide to display your result or to use a formula here. Step number 2, type an equal sign like this. You have to write equal. Now, step number 3, type your formula including the cell addresses, not the values. If I want to add, for example, these numbers, I'm not going to write the numbers, the number values. I'm going to write the cell addresses like this. So this is equal. This is the first data here, which is B2. I'm not going to add 22. I'm going to take the location of the cell address of it and write them. The mathematical operator plus, then the second cell address plus the third. After you finish writing your formula, press enter. Enter will immediately execute the result as it is. After you finish, if you return back to your result on the formula bar, you will find that the content of data here displays 39, but here it displays a formula, which means we got this value after making a formula. And to make it very easy for you, this is a table which display all the mathematical operators. We are only going to talk about the plus, minus, multiply and divide. This sign plus is used, it's called addition, and we use it to add numbers together. In Excel we are going to use the same the same icon, which is plus. An example, this is for example cell address A10 plus B10. The second thing also for subtraction, this is the symbol, this is the name. We use this symbol to subtract the numbers. In Excel we are going to use the same icon, and this is example, which is A10 minus B10. Now for multiplication, here we have different symbols. This is the mathematical operator in Math which is used for multiplication, but in Excel we wrote it as a star. We call it asterisk. So asterisk or star means this is a multiplication. So A10 multiplied or times B10. This is how can you write it in Excel. Finally, division. This is the division sign in Microsoft, in Math, or as a mathematical operator we use it to divide numbers. In Excel you have to write slash. So slash means you have to divide these numbers together. A10 over B10 or divided by B10. Now let's have an example here. Now I want to get the total for each student here. How can I get that? Simply all the calculation depending on a formula, general formula or rule or syntax. So to get the total I have to add the ICT mark plus math mark for each student. So to follow the previous step, step number 1, click where you decide to get the result. Step number 2, write equal. Step number 3, involve the cell addresses in your formula. My formula is to add ICT mark plus math mark. Click on the ICT mark, then write plus the math mark like this. After you finish, press enter like this. Now you got the total for them. Another way you can, instead of selecting them, you can write them using the keyboard. Now let me again redesign or reformulate this total. Click on the cell, now write equal. I'm not going to write the value 100, I'm going to write the location. The location, if I click it, it's B2. So you can click it or you can just write it from the keyboard, B2. Now plus, this is the plus sign, or you can press shift with the equal sign on the keyboard. plus C, this is the column C, 2, this is the cell address. After you finish, press enter and don't forget to save your change. Go to file, then choose save. Now if I try to do the same thing for all students, it will consume my time. But Excel is very fast in doing these calculations. So how can I recalculate for all? To do this, this is called replication. And to use the same formula for all students, step number 1, after you calculate the cell, click on the calculated cell. Step number 2, put the mouse cursor over the auto fit point here until it changes to a black cross like this. Now double click or click and drag. 1, 2. Now it calculates the whole total. Or let me undo it. Or put the mouse cursor here, click and drag down like this, release the mouse. Now Microsoft Excel calculated or uses the same formula for all these cells, and don't forget to save your change.